Well, this is awkward. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to something a bit different. I know this is like the second news type video I've made within a week. And once again, I'm not trying to get too deep into the media, but I needed to cover this because while I was searching for topics to make videos on, I came across a very strange article in many ways. It's generally about a sixth grade student refusing to stand and say the pledge of the United States of America, which he was actually arrested for doing so. Now, on a quick note, once again, I have zero interest in the political spectrum, but I'd like to touch on a few things on both sides, pertaining to the boys' side and the school administration side. So, getting a bit deeper into the actual article itself, we see that apparently the kid refused, and there was a substitute teacher that made the remark, if you aren't happy here, pertaining to being in America, if you aren't happy here, why not find another country, essentially? Which, once again, the kid makes a big scene, which is what cops, as well as the heads over the school district, say is the actual reason he got arrested, not because, like he was saying, that they were being racist. But getting into this argument, I have a few things to touch on, as unbiased as I can possibly be. This is a case where both people are at fault, in my personal opinion. I feel like the kid's at fault, as well as the school administration. As, first of all, frankly, this is, starting off with the kid, this is America, which is supposedly supposed to give you the right to free speech. This boy was obviously against the pledge, and, that's alright. However, he went out of his way to say that anyone, which including his classmates, that were 9 times out of 10 just taught to say the pledge from a babe up, is automatically a racist, which is always going to be the case when it comes to teaching the pledge for kids, because people firmly believe that you have to train up children in the way that they should go. Furthermore, getting on to this kid, it's obvious that he hasn't received good home training. What do I mean by this? Well, frankly, it seems to me like he doesn't understand the basic principles of agreeing to disagree. Yeah, he doesn't want to stand for the pledge, and I personally think that that's absolutely fine. You can do whatever you want to in that case. But, he actively disrupted the people who were pledging and participating, which just shows that, he's only got respect for his own beliefs, and anyone else's is just a disregard to him. Now, moving on to the school, as schools become more and more progressive and whatnot, I'm actually shocked that this still happened, because schools are really letting loose with what they're allowing kids to do. So arresting a kid for choosing not to stand for a pledge seems really, really weird to me. Now, perhaps this is a case because, let me move on a bit to the situation. The teacher was actually a substitute teacher, so perhaps this is a case of the substitute teacher not being properly prepared in the rules and how you handle situations. But if it isn't, and this is actually, just the norm, calling the police for something like this just hardly seems justified. Now, yes, the child was being very disruptive, but simply having him removed from the classroom would have been a lot easier and immediately solved the issue. He likely would have headed off to detention, allowing for the rest of the kids in the class to resume their studies. But what really leaves me astonished, most of all, is not the age of the kid, being that he's a sixth grader. It's not the school that called the police or anything, or even that the police even came to arrest him. What leaves me astonished the most is the actual website or platform, whatever you want to call it, that published this article called What's Trending. Now, I'm not very familiar with them, but they were essentially encouraging this kid in this kind of behavior, stating what a BA he was by, simply defying authority and not just simply stating something like, oh, he doesn't feel comfortable pledging to the flag, like a mature decision would be. I mean, I know he's a kid, but, all he had to say essentially was like, I don't feel comfortable pledging to the flag, and we're legally supposed to respect his decision. They even went on to say it's awesome that he got arrested and was being defiant, like this website. So, getting to this website, just think about the implications here, guys. An article that is published on a site, run by adults, I hope, at least. These adults are encouraging minors to act obscenely. And making something like legal intervention, which led this kid to end up in juvie, they're saying that that's cool. This is the crap that I'm talking about that I said in a previous video that I'll likely post the card to right there. I said in a previous video how the adults themselves are so childish and petty that they encourage kids to act exactly the same, going so far as to give them titles like, oh, you're a BA for not respecting other people's choices. Now, once again, I'm not necessarily picking sides here or anything. Both parties were at fault here. But what's really disturbed me about this entire thing is the fact that this article is essentially encouraging that. You don't encourage people to make bad decisions because that's going to lead to bad consequences. If you encourage someone to steal, then that's essentially saying at one point, your time's going to run out and it's going to have to be time to reap what you sow, and then you'll end up in jail or something even worse. And this is a case where you're encouraging a kid to, act defiantly and whatnot. And once again, this isn't necessarily something too serious by just refusing to say the pledge. But you're encouraging a kid to act defiantly, period. Not just when it's to saying the pledge, but for anything that he feels uncomfortable with. And that can quickly lead to someone getting in trouble, especially this kid. So frankly, to end off this video on a note, I really feel like what the school did in this case was just ridiculous. The fact that the cops actually arrested him, frankly, was a whole nother, that's a whole nother, thing to talk about. You arrested a 6th grade student for refusing to say a pledge. I can't help but, estimate that his age is maybe 13 or 12. I'm not sure if it's on the site. I'll post the link to this article down below, but the fact that he actually got arrested for this, the most I could see is detention usually, but straight up arrests. I've seen kids duke it out and they just get detention. This kid just just didn't want to say the pledge and he gets arrested? I don't know, man. That just seems pretty strange to me. I'm not siding with the kid or anything. He was in the wrong, the school was in the wrong. Even the cops, as far as I'm concerned, in this case, were in the wrong. But to arrest someone for just refusing to say a pledge just seems really petty to me. But that's just one man's thoughts on it. Let me know yours down below. And I do hope that you all enjoyed this video, because I know this is something a bit out of nowhere and it's a bit different, but when I'm looking for topics to make videos on and I see stuff like that, I can't help but feel that might be something I need to touch a bit on. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. Before I want to end this video, I just want to let you all know that if you are interested in supporting this channel, the best way would be to subscribe and hit that notification bell, since YouTube censors content and they choose not to promote certain channels because of what they stand for or what they try to produce. So if you really want to support the channel, please do hit subscribe and that notification bell if you are interested. Also, I've recently made a Discord. I would like to know if you guys would be interested in mine. If you are, I'll start posting it in my videos. I still have the amino, but I guess a lot of people don't necessarily know about it or use it yet. I'm still gonna like keep it, of course, but just for the time being, like I do have a Discord if that's how you guys wanna get in touch with me. I'll try and start posting that if you're interested in following me or whatever. As always, rate the video what you think it deserves. Tell me what you'd like to see in the future in the comments below. Feel free to leave your thoughts, and I will see all of you in the next video. Take care.